Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the Isaac Hayes Show, talking about life, talking about liberty, and yes, talking about the pursuit of happiness, and to show everyone in the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. So again, happy Monday. Hope you're having a great Monday. It is Thanksgiving week. We should be thankful for everything that the Lord has given us. And I'm very thankful for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, first and foremost. Then I thank God for my family and my church family and all the blessings that he's bestowed upon me. And I'm thankful for you, the audience, that continually listen to the show. Without you guys, it wouldn't be nothing. It wouldn't be nothing. I would just be talking into thin air. And I told the wife last night, we was talking about some stuff going on and about an individual that we all know. And I said, it's pretty easy for me to blow off steam. I got a podcast where I can just go ahead and unhinge. And you guys understand why? Because certain things are happening in the world and you have to just express yourself. You have to go ahead and tell people about it. So I have made a decision, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, I was thinking about doing a live show, and I've decided I will go ahead and take a break. So Friday, there will be no episode. This is because of Thanksgiving. I will be off on Friday after Thanksgiving, but I'm going to go ahead and spend time with family and friends. Got a real busy week this week with the Thanksgiving holiday. We will have a show on Wednesday, but Friday I just said, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. And you need to do that sometime. You just need to go ahead and take a break. With that being said, the week of Christmas, we will not have a show on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. I'm debating on if I'm going to do the rest of the week. We will see, because I will be off Christmas and after to the next year. So I will have some shows in between those. So we'll work out all the dates, but for sure we would not have an episode on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. So we're gonna have we're gonna have a couple of days off coming up and much needed rest, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, a lot of stories, and this broke overnight. I do want to talk about the peace deal that is going on with Hamas and Israel. So after almost a year, Hamas and Israel finally decided to go ahead and put a ceasefire together. This was held by the United States, and I haven't read too much into it. It still hasn't been finalized by Israel or Hezbollah, but it was said that Hezbollah has decided to take a ceasefire deal that Israel has done. So that is kind of breaking news overnight, and I'm glad this is happening. This isn't my main story. I just want to go ahead and knock that out because we have been covering Israel for a while, and Israel has not been the blame of none of these wars. The terrorist group have been the blame for these wars. The terrorist groups have been the ones pushing and asking for violence in the Middle East. And Israel's just defending themselves, and Israel's trying to annihilate their enemies. And over the span of the last year, unfortunately, America and other nations have been trying to force Israel into these ceasefire deals that would not benefit them. And I never understood that. I never understood. Why do you want to go ahead and really mess up your allies like that? Why would you want to go ahead, America? Why would you want to go and tell them, hey, take this ceasefire deal that does not benefit them and don't give them nothing, especially when Israel is trying to broker a deal where they get their people back and all the terrorists want. Look, for one hostage, we want 400 murdering cutthroat terrorists to come out of your prison. That don't sound like a good deal to me. I think a one-on-one deal would work, but to go ahead and the requests of the terrorists have been astonishing, in my humble opinion. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad Israel's making a deal. I want to see the final plans of the deal. But Israel wouldn't be doing this if it wouldn't benefit them. And I think Benjamin Netanyahu is getting to that point. He's getting to a point like a lot of Americans are. Look, we're tired of the mess, and we're going to go ahead and take care of it. And we did that on November 5th with electing Donald Trump. We got tired of the old administration. We got tired of the things that were hurting us. It was not benefiting American citizens. And we said enough is enough. So we voted in Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is the president-elect. Unfortunately, we still have a couple of months of Biden in office, or a little over 2 months, because the day is November 25th. Donald Trump will be inaugurated into as president of the United States on January 20th. So I want to see what happens. But we still got about 2 months of this. We still got 2 months of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You know, I don't know if I didn't put that into the story, but she's been on vacation. She's been in Hawaii after the devastating loss. Of course, she had to recuperate. And, you know, I don't know who's taking her job as the vice president. It's funny how Biden didn't really give two flips about his presidency until after Kamala Harris left. And all of a sudden, now he's the president. He's seen all over the place. And Kamala Harris, who was seen all over the place, saying she was right by his side with the big deals are done, now is sitting in Hawaii doing the hula and not caring about our country, apparently. That's really a smooth transition of power. You know, the Democrats always say that Donald Trump didn't give us a smooth transition of power. We're giving him a smooth transition of power. Really? On the verge of starting World War III and escalating it, and the person that's supposed to be helping with the smooth transition of power is sitting in Hawaii. I'm just saying. All right, but that went off the rails. I chased that rabbit. We need to stop chasing that rabbit. But Israel has brokered a deal for ceasefire in the Middle East. Again, this broke over last night. And, of course, after I prepped my show for the day. All right, we got a lot that happened this weekend. And one concerning Joe Rogan and Elon Musk and Rachel Maddow. I never thought I'd say all those three names at one time, but it has happened. So, according to a tweet from Wall Street Maeve, Comcast is putting MSNBC up for sale. CNN just announced massive layoffs. Maybe the new owners will figure out that lying nonstop to your audience is a lousy business model. This is from Wall Street Math. This was a tweet that was put out there, and MSNBC is struggling. I didn't know it was owned by Comcast, but yes, MSNBC has been struggling for years, ladies and gentlemen, and we criticize Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid. I will be talking about Joy Reid hopefully in a little while, but MSNBC is just in a mess. And this tweet was out 11/12/24, so a little over a week and a half. This tweet came out, but on November 22nd, which was Friday, Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., and Joe Rogan had fun with this. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out, "Hey, at Elon Musk, I have the funniest idea." And Elon Musk went ahead and put this out because Donald Trump Jr. is implying that Elon Musk should buy MSNBC. I got a text message from W Lovejoy, one person that usually sometimes comes into my chat and watches my live streams. Text me this. He said, "Look, I heard that Donald Trump Jr. and Elon Musk is thinking about buying MSNBC." Now, do you remember the chaos when Elon Musk struck a deal for Twitter? Could you imagine him buying a news network? My good friend W Lovejoy said, you know, Fox News could really close their doors because this would finally give Fox News the competition that Fox News never had. Yes, there is Newsmax and there's other conservative outlets out there, but something the Daily Wire, the Blaze TV, and all these other news network, or all these other news platforms could not do is make a cable network station. They don't have the revenue, and I don't think they have the income to support that. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this too. I think it's Sean Hannity that says the legacy media is dead. The reason he said that is there's so many forms of outlets for you to get information. Okay, I'm going to use, for example, okay, look, the Daily Wire, the Blaze, they all rely on podcasts, and they all rely on the apps. That is the generation we're having right now. Fox News has an app. Daily Wire got an app and all that. But Daily Wire gets these podcasters, then they put them on this app, and they say, look, buy our content. Matt Walsh, who has created two blockbuster documentaries. I haven't seen I Am Racist, but I've seen What is a Woman. They are done very well. And look, that content is only available on Daily Wire. So they're making that money. But I could not see Daily Wire or The Blaze make a television network. Now, Daily Wire, not Daily Wire, The Blaze does have a streaming channel, like a TV channel on Pluto and free networks. But they don't have all the content that you get on their app. They can survive with that, but they cannot go ahead. They don't have the revenue to make a television network. And look, again, going back to the point of people getting their information, we have people in the chat right now, which thank you for joining the show. Got rated from Two Mics Live or Dr. Mike's show. Dr. Mike has been on several other podcasts, and he has got his podcast popularity from going on other podcasts. Same thing with myself. I go on podcasts every chance I get to discuss current events. But people in Dr. Mike's chat, my chat, the Two Mics Live show, Scott Ford's show, Culper's Canteen Cup, and Amber May. There's several people that will not listen to Fox News or to CNN or a big news network. We are their source for news. Now, we pick up our stories, majority from Fox News. I pick up majority of Fox News and Daily Wire. But we're the ones that take the time to look through the information, make sure it's correct, and we give it to our audience. We feel that's our obligation to do that. But now going to the point, though, there's still people that watch cable news network, and there's a lot of people that watch MSNBC. Could you imagine the firestorm if Elon Musk would pick it up on the conservative side and the liberal side? MSNBC is by far one of the most woke liberal networks out there. Now, Donald Trump Jr. and Elon Musk probably could easily afford this together. Again, Elon Musk bought out Twitter, which is now known as X. I don't know how much revenue he has, but look, this guy got SpaceX, he got Tesla, he got X. This man is rolling in money. He could probably easily do this. And he commented on Donald Trump's tweet and said the most entertaining outcome, especially if ironic, it's most likely. So is Elon Musk buying MSNBC? The way they're talking, possibly. Now, they're saying Kamikaze is putting it up for sale. They might hinder that sale now because they know Donald Trump Jr. and Elon Musk is thinking about it. Now, this is where Rachel Maddow and Joe Rogan come in. Joe Rogan wrote a tweet. He shared the tweet of Donald Trump Jr. and Elon Musk's response, and Joe Rogan wrote on his X account. I say Twitter. It always will be Twitter to me. If you buy MSNBC, I would like Rachel Maddow's job. I will wear the same outfit and glasses, and I will tell the same lies. And they're making fun of this because MSNBC is struggling. And the reason they're making fun of Rachel Maddow is because Rachel Maddow pushed the Russian collusion. She pushed the January 6th insurrection. She pushed all this stuff. And look, Rachel Maddow is not that famous. Okay, she's not that popular. Now, on the left side, she probably is because, and I know left-leaning people, everything that comes out of her mouth, they believe without fact-checking. And this is what aggravates me about the left as well. The left would always tell me, oh, you listen to Fox News, you listen to Daily Wire, you listen to all these conservative pundits. Don't you ever listen to the other side? Well, yes, I have articles. I have articles of Joy Reid, Joy Behar, and The View. I have to watch videos and I have to read articles from the other side to get an opinion. The left don't do that. Anything that MSNBC says or CBS or NBC, or it don't matter whatever left-leaning outlet people listen to, that's the gospel. Whatever CNN says, that's the gospel and it's fact. You know, there's still people out there that believe that Russia colluded with Trump and that Donald Trump did not win the election fairly in 2016. Again, those are the same people in 2020 that said we had the most fair and balanced election. And look, don't get me wrong. It's even going to the point. I'm going to have a story later on where a representative said that this election was close at the end of the day. No, it wasn't. But you have all these people. They're They're believing what they still believe in Russia collusion. They still believe that they still believe in wearing masks. They have been brainwashed. And look, if Elon Musk buys MSNBC, I will be a very happy camper, because that means that we have another outlet in the conservative toolbox. Look, I think it's the next show that we get ready, thanks to Amber May, the host said on there, and I can't remember the name right at the moment, but he made a comment. Look, we all started small. I'm still starting off small. I've always been small. But us small podcasters are helping this movement. Imagine if the right can get MSNBC. Now, will they do it? Well, there ain't been no confirmation. This was all a troll on Friday, what happened. But Tim Young put, please God, make this happen. And he has the little thing with the guy, the little boy praying and please, the little gift. But a lot of people like the idea. Now, again, will Elon Musk purchase this? I don't know. The reason I'm saying that is because he has a lot going on with the administration, his new position with Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy. So I don't know, but Elon Musk has the funds if he goes in and buys it. I think it would be ironic if he does, though, because again, now the only bad thing about this, me and Dr. Mike and several other podcasters can't get Rachel Maddow or Joy Reid or other comments or commentary or content. Any way you want to put it. So, all right, national debt. It's a record $36 trillion over the weekend, for the first time ever. And just months after the U.S. back in July hit $35 trillion, the national debt passed another $1 trillion milestone in the past year of January 2024 at $34 trillion and $33 trillion by September of 2023. By comparison, the national debt hovered over $907 billion just for 4 decades. That was before, if I'm not mistaken, President Obama. I'm not sure. I think if I'm not mistaken, Obama spent more than all the presidents combined him before. The U.S. Tapping the $36 trillion in total debt comes as the debt hold by public, a metric favored by economists that excludes debt held in governmental accounts like Social Security trust funds, is projected to reach 99% of the size of the U.S. gross domestic products this year. Anyway, $36 trillion. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't blame just the Democrats on this one. I know a lot of people will. You know, I even did a show where I was showing that if projected right, Biden would put us more into debt than Donald Trump did. Now, I saw some news articles last night say that Donald Trump added to our debt about $8 trillion in his first 4 years. Now, Donald Trump is coming back. Let's hope he fixed the national debt problem, because $36 trillion is a lot of money. Now, Biden, however, I heard is about $7 trillion. And look, the year's not, his term is not done yet. I projected, and look, we still have 2 months. But I projected that Joe Biden will spend about $8 trillion in his presidency. If that's the case, him and Donald Trump have spent in their first term $8 trillion each. That's $16 trillion for the last 2 presidents of the United States. I understand why Donald Trump was spending money. Okay, first off, Donald Trump was spending money on the military, and we needed money for the military. I agree, and I don't agree with that, but we needed to spend money on the military. He was trying to rebuild our military. That's where a lot of it went to. Then COVID-19 hit. COVID-19 did spike up their spending because of the stimulus packages, and they were trying to keep the government afloat. So, but I was against the stimulus packages. I thought, okay, this is a pandemic. I understand we don't know what's going on. You tell people what you need to know, and, keep the economy open. Because they went ahead and closed the economy. Of course, we're going to go into debt when we don't have money, or we don't have the economy working. We're going to fall into debt. and people wanted the government to help. And guess what? The Biden and Trump both spent some stimulus packages. And look, I understand the COVID-19 when it first started, we all didn't know. Okay, I was one of them that said, look, if the federal government asking us to close down churches and everything, we need to do it. Now I've come to the realization that we were wrong on this. And look, I'm going to give him a shout out right now. Go check out Fauci's Fiction and Vaccine Fiction. I haven't read Vaccine Fiction yet. I need to get my copy. But I have Fauci's Fiction, and I read through it. Look, I know Dr. Mike's going to be upset with me. I didn't read it all the way through. I'm about reading 5 books, and I've always read about halfway point. But what I've read in that book, Dr. Mike had the information. Dr. Mike wrote the book on COVID. If you read Fauci's Fiction, you're going to learn more than most scientists, because he actually did the tests. He actually knows what he's talking about, and I can't wait to get my hands on Vaccine Fiction. I really want to get. I wanted to see what he found out. He interviewed doctors that did the autopsies of people, well, embalmed people, and they had I can't think of the documentary right now. I know it's on Rumble. I can't think of it, but he interviewed those people. He did the research. But Dr. Mike from the early parts of it could have told us, hey, and he did tell us. He didn't hold no information back. We didn't know a lot about COVID when it first started, but as we went along, look, the masks don't work and other things don't work. We need to not do that, but they kept pushing them narratives. They kept pushing, hey, close the store. And I could never figure that out, okay? If you're essential or you're not essential. If you're essential, you can stay open. If you're not essential, you couldn't stay open. Walmart can stay open, Home Depot can stay open, and big retailers can stay open, but a church could not stay open because they weren't essential. And I'm going to be honest with you, church is essential. We needed that in our lives. Like I said, I never figured that point out. You couldn't get COVID at Walmart, but you can get COVID at church. Now we know the spiritual side of this. The enemy was fighting the church, but we should have never ever got in this predicament of debt of $36 trillion. But we did, and like I said, this was a lot by COVID. Now, on the point like this of $36 trillion in debt, we cannot just blame the Democrat Party. We have to blame the Republicans, because the Republicans always do an expansion package, or they always extend the debt. Hey, look, we're gonna go ahead and wait 3 months down the road. We're gonna wait 6 months down the road. You got to remember, in January, the budget bill is coming back up. The budget, the package is coming up for the budget, and now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Donald Trump's going to be president at the time, but the new Congress is going to have to deal with this. Do they just kick the can down the road again? Well, guess what? That's how we got to $36 trillion. Instead of the United States government doing what it's supposed to do and plan a budget so we don't get into this mess, they rather kick the can down the road and point fingers at each other. It's the Republicans. No, it's the Democrats. No, it's the Republicans. No, it's the Democrats. Democrats and Republicans need to come together, and they need to fix this issue. But there's a big problem, okay? The Democrat Party likes spending money. And conservatives are supposed to not want to spend money, but they like spending money too. They like staying in power. They like their houses. They like their suits. Because, this is, I don't know if you can call this insider trading, but you know how many politicians pass bills that benefit them? Think about, okay, well, the infrastructure bill. Wait, we're going to give it to this contractor. Well, the contractor is a close friend of the U.S. senator. This happens. Or they pass these bills and they want to give it to foundations, and every doggone politician in Washington has a foundation and they get government funds. Don't you think there's corruption in Denmark? We need to go ahead and fix this issue. $36 trillion in debt. Think about it. My children and their children and their children's children and their children's children are in debt. I have a 9-year-old, I have a 6-year-old, and I got a 3-year-old. And they're already in debt before they even start working. This spending needs to stop. And you notice you're not hearing hardly nobody talk about this. You're not hearing nobody talk about the debt. You're not hearing nobody talk about things that are going on in Congress with the spending problem. We hear about it every time it comes up, oh, well, the government's going to shut down. To be honest with you, I'm at this point right now where I think the government needs to shut down. Isaac, what you saying? No, all parts of government don't shut down. But it's kind of funny that our politicians, when they first started, they did this because they loved our country. They wanted to serve the people for a short amount of time, then go home and take care of their families. They all had farms. This is why they had recesses, so they can go ahead and take care of their house and their farms. But look, this is one reason why George Washington served 2 terms. He didn't need to serve 2 terms. He could have served more. But George Washington said, no, I served my country. I'm going to give it to somebody else. I'm going to go home and I'm going to take care of my house and my farms. This is why we have a president, the tradition of a president only serving 2 terms. Yes, and it's in the Constitution now, but Franklin D. Roosevelt didn't serve 2 terms. He served 4. Now, Franklin Roosevelt had some issues with power, if I'm not mistaken. It all goes to the point that this is what a good point. We need term limits, and we need to stop this corruption. Politicians today are not serving because they love our country. It's a job, and they're making money. This is one of the only jobs in you're making a 6-figure salary. Yes, you're making a 6-figure salary, but you come out a multi-millionaire. And none of it came from a government congressional seat or a Senate seat. It came from outside interests of that. And look, I'm not against senators. I'm not against Congress people having, their side jobs or having their hustles on the. But when you get some special knowledge or some help, corruption is running rampant in the United States. And instead of fixing the problem of the debt, hey, we're going to keep kicking it down the road and we're going to keep getting our kickbacks. But what happens when we hit that level when the Federal Reserve says, hey, we're not loaning you no more money? Credit cards do this all the time. They tell people, hey, keep spending until a point they say, hey, stop spending. We're not gonna fund this no more. When does this credit card run out of when does the credit card run out of its limit? When does one of these countries say we're not gonna buy your debt no more? And look, like I said, I'm not. Look, why don't if these senators and these congressional people, if they love our nation so much, why don't they say, if the government shut down, look, we're going to do this for free, so we can go ahead and fix this issue. You will not hear one of them do that. And look, maybe you would. I don't know. There might be some people that really love this country enough. They'll say, look, we're not going to go ahead and stand by and see our nation fall. We're going to do this for free. But I promise you, most of them won't. I'm just saying, man. It's just, we need, look, Donald Trump comes in 2 months. Look, I'm not putting all my faith in Donald Trump because Donald Trump did some things I disagreed with as well. But if I'm not mistaken, this is an issue that Donald Trump and the new Congress and the new Senate has to take the issue by heart. And look, we can do it now. We have Republicans taking over Congress by slim majority. I heard Donald Trump trying to pick up another congresswoman. If we pick up too much, you're going to have Hakeem Jeffries. But we have the Senate and we have Congress projected right now. Let's see what happens. All right, let's move on. So the first ever trans person is going to be a congressman. By the name of Sarah, let me make sure I get, Sarah McBride is the first Democratic rep elected to Congress. Now, I thought Sarah McBride was already in Congress, but apparently she isn't. This is why this issue came up, so I apologize on that point. I didn't get all the facts to that. But Sarah McBride, one, is a male that transitioned to a female. And this is why the whole controversy of Congress letting trans people use the bathroom of their choice. If you're a man and you think you're a woman, well, you could use the women's bathroom. And Nancy Mace went ahead and brought this bill out, but Representative Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, said that, look, this isn't going to happen. You have your own restroom in your own private office you can use. There is unisex restrooms. You can go in there all day long. But if there's a restroom designated for a male or a female, You have to go in that. If you want to go in that bathroom, you have to be the biological sex that's on that bathroom. Okay, I don't see nothing wrong with this. Okay, I really don't. Look, I'm a man. I would feel comfortable if I walked in and there's a woman in the male's bathroom. I would really be uncomfortable. Now, I would walk out until that individual will walk out. And I know it makes women uncomfortable when they walk into a restroom where there is a male in there. Okay? You ever walk as a male, you ever walked into the wrong restroom and you come out the stall and the women are just looking at you like, oh, snap. You're like, man, I mean, it makes you feel uncomfortable. Now, there are certain individuals out there that have dirty minds. They were like, yeah, we would like that. And look, that was the whole issue for me with this thing, okay? If you would have a person that has a dirty mind and that is a pervert, would go ahead and say, well, you know what? I feel like the individual's a man and says, well, I'm a man and I feel like a woman. I'm going to go in there. And he just wants to see the ladies. See, the left I don't think the left thinks about it. It don't even register with their mind with this subject. But anyway, Sarah McBride claimed on Sunday that the GOP is focusing on this issue in an attempt to distract voters. I think this is a quote from McBride. I think we are all united that attempts to attack a vulnerable community are not only mean-spirited, but really an attempt to misdirect. Because every single time we hear the incoming administration or Republicans in Congress talk about any viable group in this country, we have to be clear that it is an attempt to distract. McBride, who was elected to represent Delaware early this month, said Sunday morning on CBS Face the Nation, it is an attempt to distract from what they are actually doing. Now, I'm going to stop right there. McBride has an issue. Democrats do this all the time, too. It's just not Republicans. The problem with this issue, though, it is not a distraction. This is a real issue. You have a trans person coming into the United States Capitol that probably was expecting to use any bathroom that this person chooses. If one day he felt like a man, well, he can use the men's restroom. If he felt like a woman the next day, he can use a woman's bathroom. This was the issue. Why this is an issue for Congress? Because this is happening all over the nation. You have retail stores and you have big corporations allowing individuals to use any restroom they want. And look, this isn't just backed by certain Democrats. This is backed up by the media as well, as we're going to see in a little while. But let's finish the quote by McBride. Every single time we hear them say the word trans, like what they're doing with their right hand, look at what they're doing to pick the pockets of American workers, to fleece seniors by preventing Social Security and Medicaid. Look, every Democrat says this. The Republican wants to take away the Social Security and Medicaid. That is a distraction right there. You have a legitimate issue of trans people, the issue of trans people trying to use the restroom of their choice, not the restroom of their biological sex. And this individual wants to, they're trying to take away your Social Security and Medicaid, which is one of the biggest lies in the book. It's race, Social Security, or Medicaid. That's the ones they go through. That is the ones they held in their back pocket to use against Republicans. Look what they're doing undermining workers, McBride added. President-elect Trump, conservative voters, and members of Congress have all raised concerns regarding transgender issues, including starting back years, most notably in the context of barring biological men from competing in women's sports and girls' sports, as well as banning men from women's bathrooms and locker rooms. On Capitol Hill, South Carolina Republican Rep. Nancy Mace introduced a resolution last week that moved to prohibit members, officers, and employees of the House from using single-sex facilities other than their corresponding to their biological sex. Now, they also talk about in this article how Mace was a rape survivor and also introduced a bill to ban biological men using women's private protected facilities such as bathrooms, locker rooms, and on all federal properties across the nation. And I hope they get it. Now, again, this is a big issue, but apparently people don't think it's a big issue. They think it's a distraction. But McBride is wrong. This is a issue that needs to get done. And again, it's just not the Democrats that are pushing this issue. I'm going to bring up two figures right now. We're going to be mentioning the View a little more later on. But let me make sure the name is correct. Katie Couric made a comment on her podcast saying that this is a, I'm not gonna use the word she used because of I don't like to curse and my audience. She said this is a crappy situation. The popular broadcast news journalist Katie Couric weighed in on the Capitol Hill bathroom controversy, stating that she finds it crappy that members of Congress are expected to use the bathroom that matches their biological sex. That is odd. That is odd. I can't believe Congress is doing this. If you were born a biological male, you have to use a male bathroom? You can't just choose. And look, this is where this is where I'm trying to be polite. The stupidity comes in. It's very easy to tell who's a male and who's a female. Okay? And this whole argument, well, biological sex ain't the problem. There's multiple genders. No, there's two genders, male and female. There's not 455 genders. There's male and female. It's that easy. Okay? When my two boys were born, we didn't have no problem saying, look, that's a boy. When my girl was born, we didn't have a problem saying it was a girl. But this is a crappy. Now she's SHIT. Why? That Congress is expecting to make this individual again. McBride has their own bathroom. I'm not, a biological male turns into a woman. That's what he did. He has his own restroom. Why do you need to go? Well, I need to pee on this. Go to your office. Go to the unisex restrooms that are made in Congress. There's no issue with that. But they're making this, it's a distraction. And Katie Couric, I can't believe they're making him do this. He was born a male. Let him use a male restroom. But the media, she's not the only bimbo that said this. Joy Behar from The View. But wants bathroom open. Just don't want the government bathrooms open to everybody. She wants all restrooms open up. Joy Behar says she doesn't understand why bathrooms everywhere are not open to all genders. Aim a discussion about incoming trends identifying male Congressman Sarah McBride. On The View Friday, Behar and co-hosts were discussing Nancy Mace's bill to keep McBride, who will represent Delaware in the House next year, from using the women's bathroom at the Capitol. We have bathrooms here in the building. It just says all genders, Behar explained. Why can't they just do that everywhere? My question to Behar would be this. Would you be comfortable with a male going in the bathroom with you? And if she says yes, I'm going to say, well, you're a special type of stupid. Because could you imagine? Look, let's put it up to the test. Behar saying, well, we have bathrooms here that say all genders. Okay, you use an all gender bathroom and let a man come in there. Would she feel comfortable? Probably not. But see, this is the thing about Joy Behar. She probably got her own dressing room with her own private bathroom. And if she doesn't, she probably has the co-host with her in there, and they're all women. See, Joy Behar and Katie Couric don't have this problem. Okay, we don't understand. We don't understand why y'all just don't want this to happen, y'all mean, homophobic people. But they have their own facilities. These people are filthy rich. They probably got their own dressing room with a restroom in it. They don't have to do like us and go out in the public. Look, if you notice, I'm wearing my work uniform right now. You know how many times I have to go into stores? I would not go into all genders bathroom, and I'm a male. They don't work like us. Look, this uniform, they don't wear a uniform like this. They wear nice clothes. Look, one day, maybe the show gets big enough, I could do the same thing. I'll come in here with a 3-piece suit. But I've worked for it. I know what's going on. Joy Behar don't know what's going on. They don't have no idea what we're facing. And look, they maybe came from humble beginnings. Maybe so. But when they were coming up in humble beginnings, if you were a male, you went into the male bathroom. If you was a woman, you went into the woman's bathroom. Plain and simple. They don't have the problems we have today. But they're put. Look, you like how they said this. I don't understand. Like they're the smartest thing in the world, and they just don't understand why. Like I said, I don't want my wife or my daughter going into the restroom with a man. It's like there's like they don't understand what we're talking about. And it's just like I said, they're a special type of stupid. I'm sorry. Joy Reid this week made some comments on a viral post. I don't know if it was what it was because she said she got off of Twitter, but this is concerning how she said she told the Trump supporters, people don't feel safe with you. Legitimately fear of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I read this article and I'm like, really? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to make a statement right here. I probably would fear a left-leaning person right now more than anything since Trump lost. Why do I say that? Because a lot of left-leaning people are they're showing being more aggressive to right-leaning people since Donald Trump won. Okay? Donald Trump won, and there's left-leaning people that I know that have cut ties with me and have made, not threats, but they have made comments that I'm like, really? And y'all supposed to be the party of understanding and democracy? See, before the election, every person has to vote. We are a democracy, and we need to make our voices heard. Well, the election didn't go your way. Now you're like, I can't believe y'all voted for this fascist person. And they want to cut ties and don't want to talk to you. They probably listen to The View. But Joy Reid telling people, or telling Trump supporters, people don't feel safe around you. Far left MSNBC personality Joy Reid said this week that alleged vulnerability communities have a general fear of President-elect Donald Trump supporters, and that people do not feel safe around him. Reid made the remarks in a social media video that went viral this week, in which she claimed that people were rightfully alarmed by the Trump victory. They have a reason to be alarmed, she said. If you would vote for that, people may feel so comfortable that they are safe. People may not feel safe, so confident that they are safe with you. This is not crazy, she continued. This is a legitimate feeling of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone that they can trust if those things goes way south. Autocrats go south real fast. And things get ugly, and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them like the Democrat Party does. Okay, the Democrat Party is the party of cancel culture. If they don't agree with you, they want to get you. They point you out and they say you're wrong, and we're going to tell everybody not to be part of you. She said that Trump supporters would have to live with the people's reaction to them having voted to support Trump. Now, look, okay, everything she said, the Democrats do, by the way, making a point. But at the same time, her theory does not hold water. You know why? Because Donald Trump won the election. Donald Trump won the election, the popular vote, and the electoral college. He slaughtered her on every swing state. And if you look at the numbers, Latino voters, yes, they didn't go majority to Trump, but more Latino voters voted for Trump now than they did ever before. The black vote, more went to Donald Trump than ever before. Minorities voted for more. Now, look, they didn't cross over the 50% threshold. But she's saying, oh, these people living in fear. Well, why all these people came across our side? Because the economy's bad, stupid. The economy is worse, and people are feeling it. Blue-collar people like myself are feeling the pinch of this economy. And it don't feel good. I don't like the situation I'm in right now. But I'm hoping that it turns out better. But the left saying that they don't feel safe around us. I've not been around a Trump supporter yet that I have not been safe around. Well, you're a Trump supporter. They like you. Well, now on some subjects, they don't like me. But the thing of it, I will say this. I've been around certain left-leaning people that I'm like, your comment is making me uncomfortable because they saying they're the party that is tolerant and that is understanding. But when you say you're a conservative and you disagree with them, they turn, I'm not going to say plain evil, but their attitude change, and you start seeing them turn red as a pepper. And they're supposed to be tolerable, and they're supposed to be understanding, but like this right here, oh, y'all don't, y'all, wait, people won't, you making comments like this is inciting violence. I'm just making the point. And Joy Reid, like I said, this is the people that I'm showing out today. This is a special kind of stupid. Look, like I said, look, and I'm gonna make this point too right here. I made this point to my wife last night. We was talking about some stuff. If Donald Trump would have lost the election, I would have been disappointed. And I would have I would have said, look, hey, we voted for this. Now America in 4 years, don't complain. I have the right to complain because I didn't vote for Harris. I would have been upset, but I wouldn't have lost friendships. I've said this before the election. Don't lose friendships and don't lose family members over an election. You can have a disagreement. You can mutually agree to disagree. Let's not talk about this around the dinner table. It works out like that. But the left is, and look, we would have been upset. I'm serious. We would have been upset. But at the same time, we would have moved on with our lives. We would have adapted to the circumstances we were in. The left ain't doing that. They were so sure that Donald Trump was going to lose in a landslide, and their bubble got bust. Now they're off the hinge. A lot of people this Thanksgiving is mourning. They're not rejoicing for being thankful. They're mourning because family members are not going to go around them. And look, it's a bad circumstance to be in. I'm just making this point. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrat Party, everything that Joy Reid said, I'm feeling towards a left-leaning person that is extreme. There's some left-leaning people, they believe with the left. You can go ahead and argue, you can talk with them, and you respect, hey, we agree to disagree. But Joy Reid making these statements, I don't know what world she's living in. Maybe the Twilight Zone. Maybe she would move, and she probably will move after Elon Musk takes over MSNBC, which is not confirmed, just saying. All right, moving on. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I want to elaborate on it a little bit. Hakeem Jeffries went on The View last Friday and made a statement that got me shaken up. Now, Sonny asked the minority whip or the minority leader about did he believe sexism and racism played a role in the election. Now he made a generic comment. So sometimes some things that I'm still struggling with, and I love. Oh, so she asked him this about: do you think racism and misogyny played a part in the election? Now, before she said it, she asked him a question, and he gave a generic answer. Hey, look, we have issues we have to work on as a Democrat Party, and she doubled down on it, and she asked, do you think it played a role? Do you think racism and misogyny and bigotry played a role in this election? Again, now 4 years ago they weren't saying that. Oh, America woke up, we defeated racism, we defeated monogamy, we do all that. Now he made this statement, and again, this is what I want to focus on. Listen to Hakeem Jeffries' response to her the second time. I think that Vice President Harris was she was extremely qualified. Well, she wasn't, but anyway. And I support her with everything that I did. He did. That's factual, And I think so many Americans did. It was a close election at the end of the day. didn't break her direction. I think we all are going to unpack a part of our after action analyst. How did this happen? Where did we fall short? I don't think that the emerging lesson separates and apart from the reason maybe connected to race and misogyny. It is that the economy was the dominant thing for a lot of folks. He responded. Now he continued, but there's something that I want to, and like I said, it caught my attention. His statement. It was a close election at the end of the day, but didn't break her way. Now, look, the popular vote, because of California and other places, is extremely close. I will give him that. But Donald Trump still carried the popular vote. Over 76 million people and rising. It is closer to 77 million. Donald Trump won the popular vote. It is not, he didn't. Now, The View and others will tell you, well, he didn't get over 50% of the popular vote. You can give him that argument. But he still won the popular vote over a span of about 2 to 3 million. Now, you might say that's close, but this is the issue. The popular vote does not matter. The Electoral College matters. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris were supposed to be so neck and neck, but he carried all 7 swing states. He carried Arizona, I believe, in good numbers, Georgia in good numbers, North Carolina in good numbers. You had Michigan and others, but he still won them. If you look at them states and they're supposed to be as close, he won them by a wide majority. He has 312 electoral votes to her 226. He slaughtered her. She did not lead the whole the entirety of the night. She did not carry. She was not in the lead at all. Now, understand this isn't football where leads can go back and forth. But if one state would have gone the other way, Donald Trump won in a massive victory. But according to Hakeem Jeffries and others, this was a very close election. No, it was not a very close election. The reason he's saying it's a close election, they're trying to justify their actions coming forward. Well, you got to remember, half of America wanted Trump, but half didn't. And we have to push. And it was a very, very close election, so we have to push that narrative. See, they can't say nothing else. See, back in the day when Donald Trump won the first time, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. I can't believe we got to get rid of that Electoral College because we're not representing the people. They can't say that this time. Why? Because Donald Trump won the popular vote. More Americans wanted Trump policies, not Hakeem Jeffries. But to make this statement that at the end of the day, the election was very close, I wish they would have gave him a legal note. And look, some people on the left, they're listening to this, oh, yeah, it was a very close election. No, it was not a close election. The polls show it was very close. But Donald Trump did not have no worries going into election night. So for Hakeem Jeffries to make this statement is, I don't know. All right, moving forward. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, man. I got a couple of stories, but my time is escaping me, unfortunately. Let's talk about this. Duckworth, a senator, made some comments about Tulsi Gabbard. Duckworth, Tulsi Gabbard is compromised. She will not have the American best interests at heart. Senator Tammy Duckworth said Sunday on CNN State of the Union that former Representative Tulsi Gabbard, President-elect Donald Trump's pick to lead the intelligence community, was compromised. Duckworth said, "Well, I think she's compromised. I think by going to Syria and basically backing a brutal dictator there. I mean, Russia-controlled media called her a Russian asset. So I think that we have a real deep concern whether or not she's a compromised person." She added, the U.S. intelligence community has identified her as having trouble relationships with Americans' foes. So my worry is that she couldn't pass a background check. So Bush said, you are a Democrat. You are in the minority now in the United States Senate. If she can find the votes amongst Republicans likely to get confirmed, it sounds like that would worry you to have her in that job. Duckworth said, very much so. She has no intelligence background, which is a lie. We're about to cover that. Whatsoever. When she was in Iraq, she was a medical record clerk, A4, below the rank of a sergeant. Her second deployment was actually to Kuwait Naval Base, where she only spent 3 months training in Kuwait military. I don't know of any intelligent work she has done, so she is, in terms of the intelligence community, very unqualified. Plus, she is potentially compromised and could be, and has in there questions about whether or not she is now a Russian asset. It's funny how they always go back to Russia, huh? She also added, I think that she is someone who is wholly backing and supportive of Putin, and I worry that she will not have America's best interests at heart. You know, it's kind of funny. They never made those comments about her when she was a Democrat. They never said she was not qualified. They never said that she didn't know what she was talking about. She did come under fire when she stood up to Kamala Harris in that debate. But you never heard nothing bad about Tulsi Gabbard. Nothing whatsoever. The Democrats loved her. And to make this point that she don't know anything about intelligence, she don't know anything. This woman has been in politics for years. She's, if I'm not mistaken, she's still in the military, and we're going to talk about this in a little while, because Mark Wayne Millen, Senator Mark Wayne Millen from Oklahoma, defended Tulsi Gabbard on the same show on CNN. And he made these comments because Dana Bash asked about, Tulsi Gabbard and how some called her, the Senator Duckworth said that she was compromised and everything. Listen to, and I'm going to read Millen's quote, because I think he says it a lot better than I could. I think it's dangerous. Tammy, listen, I got a lot of respect for Tammy, and I know for her, I can't talk. Forgive me. I've known her for years. We served together in the house, but for her to say radical and outright dangerous words like that is wrong. They are dangerous. Oh, she's a threat. She's a Russian asset. She's a spy. Look, Democrats always saying, we can't spread rhetoric, but they're spreading rhetoric about the Trump pigs. Dangerous is wrong. You got to keep in mind, Tulsi Gabbard is still a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. See, she said she never raised to her. She was a K4, under the rank of sergeant. Well, if she's a lieutenant right now, lieutenant colonel, she has some rank. She moved up in the rank. Why didn't Duckworth say that about her? But see, you can't say nothing good about Tulsi Gabbard. If she was compromised, if she wasn't able to pass a background check, if she wasn't able to do her job, she still wouldn't be in the Army. See, I didn't know that about Tulsi Gabbard. I didn't know she was still in the military. But he's right on that. Oh, I don't know. She'll be able to pass a background check. Really? But she's a lieutenant colonel. So Tammy is absolutely dead wrong on this, and she should retract those words. That's the most dangerous thing she could say. That a United States, and I'm reading the quote, so he made those comments. United States lieutenant colonel in the United States Army is compromised, and it is an asset of Russia. It is actually sad to hear her say that. When I heard her say that, I wonder if if this is political, because she's upset that Tulsi Gabbard left the Democrat Party. Because they went woke, because I know that they actually got along when they were in the House. She knew Tulsi Gabbard. She knew her heart. She has a heart to serve, and so I think that's probably more political motive than it is actually has any truth to it. He added, there is no reason why Democrats are going after her other than the fact that they're upset that she left their woke party. Again, back to the point I was making early about left-leaning people. If you're a conservative, they'll come against you. If you were a left-leaning person and went to the right side, the conservative side, the way of the light, oh, you're a traitor. Look what they're saying about RFK. Look at this, the Tulsi Gabbard. Look, you can change your mind unless you're a Democrat. Then you can never change your mind. And this is why they're going after Tulsi Gabbard. And to make these claims again, this senator needs to go ahead and retract her words, because she lied. But you notice too, and I didn't read Dana Bash's replies, but Dana Bash didn't push back on her. Dana Bash didn't fact check her. The only ones they want to fact check is conservatives and Republicans. But this is the thing. I think people, Tulsi Gabbard reflects on a group of people. Then after I say this, wrap it up and go home, and we can go raid. I think it's Henry News. Wendy's our moderator. She'll be able to go ahead and do that for y'all. So y'all hang out for that. But we're gonna be raiding in a little bit. But going back to my point, Tulsi Gabbard and RFK represents a lot of people in America. People that saw the Democrat Party, that they were leaning more and more to the left and getting more and more radical, and they didn't want to go there. So they either went Republican or turned independent. Tulsi Gabbard is a Republican now. RFK is an independent. That's a small sample of a lot of people in America that are tired of the wokeness of the Democrat Party, and they want to change. And guess what? We had that change on November 5th. I'm thankful it happened. But we need, we need the Democrat Party, we need to be careful. Let's just say that we need to be careful because there's some on the left that are just outright upset. And they will say whatever they can to degrade you. Especially if somebody like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK that come from the left and went to the right. And look, I'm part of a group on Facebook saying, thank God I'm not a Democrat no more. And there's a lot of people. I see them. Let's keep Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, and all them people in your prayers. With that being said, it's going to wrap it up. If there's, Thanksgiving week, please be thankful. Remember what you're thankful for, and thank God every day. Thanksgiving is a day that we observe Him and say, look, we're thankful, Lord, that you allowed the pilgrims to come here and give us this freedoms. But just be thankful this week. If you have the whole week off, spend time with family, interact with your family, and let them know how much you appreciate them. With that being said, that's going to wrap up this show. Remember that Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back, and He's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, you can always reach out to me at thecajunconservative5 at gmail.com. At thecajunconservative5 at gmail.com. You can let me know that you want to accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, and I will explain to you how to make Jesus Lord of your life. Until Wednesday, you be blessed. You be encouraged. You have a good one, guys. We'll see you.